I bought 13 pairs of Yeezys for $30 each. I only paid $390. That might seem crazy, but I recorded the whole thing. Let's check it out. So as you can see, here's me walking into the Adidas outlet right now as I'm recording. And as you can see, it was a really nice day, not super busy at all. And I usually recommend you guys go during the weekdays if you can. This was midday Wednesday, like I said, and there was hardly anyone there. So if you guys are wondering how I recorded this entire video, I'm using the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. These are about $300. They have cameras on the side. You guys can kind of see them right here. But they're not very noticeable. So like when I wear them, they don't look like anything crazy. But when I hold down this button, it starts recording. There's a little bit of white light. And it's cool because you can see everything in first person view. And again, that's the entire video that I'm gonna be recording today. So back to the video, I walked right into the Adidas outlet and the first thing I saw were these Yeezy boosts. And it was the pair of the 380s, the blue and black colorway. I've actually personally owned a pair of these. They're super, super comfortable shoes. So seeing them for $30 just meant they were a super good deal. Now during this video, you can see me kind of check the price tags and everything. And if you see the sticker that I'm looking at, it is showing you that this shoe is excluded from all store discounts, which is pretty common. Whenever they're gonna have Yeezys or super rare shoes, they're gonna be excluded from discounts. That's something cool that Adidas does. It actually shows you what's excluded and what's not. I didn't need any extra discounts there, $30. So I already knew I was going to make some good money just on that pair alone. And here's the shoe in person. This is the Yeezy 380. I think it's the Onyx blue color is what it's called. Again, I own it. Super comfortable shoe. They retail $230. So a shoe that retails $230, selling for only $30 is automatically a good deal. But there's a few things that you have to go into when you're actually looking at these shoes. Number one is obviously the price, which is what I did. And you guys could see I showed you guys the price and they're $30. That's pretty obvious. But the second thing I always look for is if I can get it for a cheaper price. As you saw, I can't. There's no discounts on this shoe. They're all excluded. And the third thing I'm looking for is the actual size of the shoe. Size is very, very important when it comes to reselling because typically smaller sizes aren't going to do as well as, a size 12, 13, 10, whatever it is, the bigger sizes. Because they're not as popular. So unfortunately, they only had sizes 4 and 4.5 at this store, which is what I picked up. And you guys will see during this video, I ended up buying everything that they had. But I was super happy with it either way because they're $30. And once I realized, again, this shoe's $30, it's size 4 and 4.5. I had to actually go look up this shoe on different reselling platforms to see what it sells for. And that's pretty much what I'm doing in these videos is I'm looking up on my phone on StockX, Goat, Poison, all the platforms that I'm going to be selling on what they actually go for. The good thing is both sizes sell for around the same price on every platform, and every single platform they go for at least $70. So I'm going to sell these for at least $70 to $80. And I only invested $390 for all 13 pairs. Again, when you say that out loud, that's less than 2 pairs if I bought them at retail for 13 of them, which is crazy. So once I figured out the shoe was profitable and I knew where I was going to sell it, which was pretty easy because they're $30, so I kind of already knew, I went and asked the employees how many pairs I could get. Okay, that's something that you have to realize when you're reselling is that there's limits for things. For example, Nike's limit is 5 pairs per SKU, and they're pretty strict with it. Adidas is a lot less strict. Almost every time you go to Adidas outlet or a New Balance outlet, the employees are way chiller than Nike. They really don't have any issues with you bulk buying at all. So I went up to the employees and I asked, hey, how many pairs I can get? And they told me I can get all of them. They didn't have any issues at all. They weren't going to, charge me any more money. They weren't going to give me any hassle. They just said, yeah, pick them all up and you can pick them all up and buy them. So that's what I did. As you guys can see in this video, I got the glasses on. I'm carrying 4 pairs to the counter at a time. Walking all of these shoes there. I tried to take off the display shoe, but it was like kind of latched a part to it. So they came and did that one for me. But yeah, I just picked up all 13 pairs. It took me maybe 5 minutes to walk all of them to the counter, honestly, way less than that. And then to check out, maybe another few minutes. So I was in and out of this store in probably about 10, 15 minutes. And I left with, again, 13 pairs that I paid $30 for. I'm going to make minimum $25 to $30 per pair on these, probably even more. So I'll double my money. I'll make almost $400 in profit just from these 13 pairs, which was ridiculous because it took me only 15 minutes to go and buy them. So the rest of the video that I have is just me walking and bringing all the shoes to the counter, right? Doing the same thing. But I want to go into a little detail about how I actually look up these shoes. So specifically, I was using Poison, and I actually have a link in the description down below that you guys can sign up on Poison and sell. You actually get some benefits if you use that link, which is pretty sweet. But anyways, I go on to Poison, I had to look up the SKU, and if you guys don't know what the SKU is, it's going to be this number code right here. GZ0454, and I type that in on Poison and it's going to pull up this exact model. And now that I pulled up the model, I can look up the specific size, which was, I think this one was a 4.5 or a 4. Yeah, size 4.5. And I can look up the specific size at the store and then look at the sales price of it. So Poison's a little interesting because you can sell in Asia and also worldwide, and they have different prices for it depending on what market you're selling in. But if I wanted to be the worldwide cheapest price, I would need to be around 70 to 80 bucks, I believe is what it was. And basically, again, if I sold at that price, I'm selling these for way more than $30 even after fees, which is pretty sweet. And that's basically what it was. And I looked at the sales on there and it looked like each one was selling around 5 to 6 times per month. So if I just did the math, I mean, if I sold every single pair on Poison, I would sell them all theoretically in a month. But again, I'm going to be listing on other platforms as well. So chances are I'll sell them even quicker than that. Plus, a really big tip at the time of this recording, it's the fourth quarter. So being the fourth quarter, people are going to be buying a lot more materialistic things, clothing, shoes, they're buying gifts for people. Like that's just the case in the West. People buy a lot of stuff for the fourth quarter and because of all the holidays. So I like to stock up on inventory. Guys, I spent $390 for 13 pairs. That's nothing. My average pair that I would sell when I did my first 100,000 in sales was $140 per pair. So if I'm getting anything cheaper than that, I'm all in for it because it doesn't cost me as much money. I can just leave it there. It's better than being in my bank account. So I love buying shoes like these that are cheap in bulk because to me, man, I paid 30 bucks. I don't care how long that takes to sell. It's not even going to bother me at all. But a big tip, if you're starting out and you don't have that much capital, and $400 is a lot for you because when I started out, I had $1,000 bucks. $400 is a lot for me. What you should try to do is sell as many pairs as possible to break even, and then the rest can be profit and you can take as long as you want after you make your money. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're making $60 a pair per each pair. Well, if you sell 5, you already made 300 of your 390 back, and you sell 6 and 7, now you're in the profit by $30, right? Let's say that. And then you still have 3 pairs left over. So since you've already made your money back, you've already paid off your credit cards or whatever, you've earned all your capital back, those last 3 or 4 pairs that you have, you can wait for however long you want to sell them because again, it's not really taking up any capital workload. It's just sitting there in your closet or in your room, whatever it is. So if you're a new reseller, I highly recommend doing that, breaking even as quick as possible. That way you can have the rest be profit. This is what I'm talking about when you're, buying in bulk. For someone like me, who again, $400 isn't that much because I have shoes that are behind me that are 1,500 bucks. Like that's okay if I leave it to sit because I want to get the most money possible. I don't really care about selling them super quick. And by the way, if you guys want to use the same tools and resources I do to get these shoes this cheap and to know when these places are restocking, I have a 14-day free challenge, reselling challenge in the link in the description down below. You just click it, sign up. It's completely free, 14 days. And on top of that, you guys can actually earn a month free inside of my Reselling Accelerator group if you just sell 3 shoes in the duration of that challenge. So literally, you could buy 3 shoes just like this, sell them in just that 14-day period and earn an additional month for free inside of my group. It's pretty sweet. We're only running this for a limited amount of time, so make sure you click the link down below to sign up. And it's a perfect place to start out if you're on the edge of deciding if you want to start reselling or not. When you join, you're going to get access to all the different tools that I use for online sourcing, in-store sourcing. You're going to get access to an in-depth course to break down everything else you need to know about reselling when it comes to getting started, and an exact guide to help you get those first 3 sales so you can earn an additional month completely free. If you guys have any questions about that, leave a comment down below. Would love to help you out with that as well. And then once I got checked out for all 13 pairs of the Yeezys, they didn't have regular bags. So they had these see-through trash bags, which was not ideal. And I'm glad it was a random Wednesday afternoon, because if it was Saturday or Sunday, man, that place would have been packed. So thankfully, again, I was there, at a good time. But yeah, that's the story on the Yeezy boost. And believe me, I'm not the only person doing this. I actually had a client last week buy 60 pairs. I think it was 40 pairs of Adidas doing the exact same thing that I did. 40 pairs of Yeezy boost. These sales are going on all across the US, and we teach these methods inside of my Reselling Accelerator. Again, you guys can join for 14 days free with our challenge that we're running right now. So I'm showing that on the screen. Obviously, I don't have any videos of him at the store, but you guys can see he bought a bunch of shoes, he cooked, and believe it or not, this guy's a senior in high school. So if he can do it, you can too. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you learned a thing or two. And by the way, all of you guys who are watching this should be inside my reselling challenge. It's completely free. It's 100% risk-free. And by the way, I should throw this out there. If you have any buddies that you want to run this with, every 3 buddies that you invite, 3 friends that you invite into the server as well, we're going to give you an additional 7 days to your trial. So literally, you can just invite unlimited friends, stay for as long as you want, and you're going to be helping them start their business as well. So that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.